writing an offer, we need to make sure that we're very, very clear because of all the things we just talked about. It's easy to get confused. It's easy to make a mistake if you're not clear. So you want to make sure your offer is very clear. And how do you make it clear? Usually by writing very short sentences or even making a table. And in a table, you write very clearly, one product, one price, shipping time, number two product, number two price, number two shipping time. You write this very clearly so there can be no mistake. Even if a seller has just made a bargain, even if the seller has exactly what is wanted by the buyer, and they think it's a good deal, it's a good bargain, even then, you still need to make things clear. There's no easy way around this. A buyer will quickly refuse an offer if the offer is too vague. Now, that's generally true, but let me explain a little bit about that. And I think in this case, what we have is two possibilities. You write an offer and it's unclear, and then the buyer reads it and says, this is not clear, I cannot trust you. Or the buyer says, oh, what a good price, it's only $100, I'll buy it. But actually you made a mistake. It should be $1,000. So you were missing 10 in your offer. So you wrote 100, but actually it should be 1,000. Now the buyer's very happy because they're missing a whole 0, so they hurry up and say, yes, I'll take it, right? So two things are possible. We need to be careful of both of these things. In an offer, you want to be very professional. You do not want to make it a sales letter. An offer is not a sales letter. It's not a promotion letter. You do not need to say things like the product is wonderful or the product is great. That is the sales letter and the promotion letter, different videos. In the offer, you just want to stick to the facts. What are the products? What's the quantity? What's the shipping dates? That information. Of course, the price. Don't forget the price. That's what we need. You don't need to talk about the product a lot. You want to focus on getting the information clear, totally clear. And again, I emphasize the facts need to be super, super clear. Focus on getting your facts correct. Make sure you didn't make a mistake. That would be horrible. And again, don't make a mistake. Be careful in your offer and don't make a mistake, because if you make a mistake, the buyer, if it's to their advantage, they'll hurry up and buy, and then you're stuck. Or the buyer will think, you guys are very stupid and unprofessional. I don't think we want to do business with you at all, which is even more trouble. Let's look at this picture here, which kind of gives the flow of the whole process. What we're talking about is the offer or firm offer, which is just this first stage here. What we have is the seller, and then over here we have the buyer, or sometimes this could be the exporter, and over here would be importer. So the first part is this offer. And then the person over here, the company over here, they could say yes. And if they say yes, then easy, no problem. We just go right down to accept and make an order. But that's a little bit uncommon, I think. Much more common would be they say no and they want to make a change. So that's a counter offer. And over here, the seller could say yes, in which case they would again say yes, and then the buyer would make an order with an acceptance. Or they would say no, or they want to change something, in which case they're going to write a negotiation offer. So this process here can go on many times, many loops, 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 100 times. It's hard to say. But in the end, we're going to agree, and then there's going to be a shipment from the seller to the buyer. So firm offers must include the product, the price, and the time frame. The time frame being the time frame to refuse. After that time has passed, the order is no longer valid. So I give you 10 days. Please decide. On day 11, no, it's over. Game over. I do not have to give you what I offer. I can if I want to, but I don't have to. If the offeree accepts the offer before the stated time has passed, then both parties are legally bound. They must abide by the conditions of the offer. And here we have the word we're going to be using a lot, the offeree. So we have the offerer and we have the offeree. The offerer is the same as the seller. And the offeree is the same as the buyer. It's the buyer. Offerer and offeree. So if the offeree accepts, then that's it. You have to give them what your offer said. Now the offeree may refuse the offer, or they may just wait for the time to expire. Right? We talked about the time frame. So in the time frame, we have a beginning time and an ending time. Like today begin, 10 days later you must tell me, do you say yes or do you say no? What two things can you do? You can say no, or you can just wait, and on day 11, it's the same as saying no, it's over. No action is required by either party in this case. The offerer can withdraw his or her offer. This is possible. Although it can be difficult, it is possible. So let's say that I go ahead and I send you an offer. But then I find out, oh no, I cannot give that to you because my factory is busy with another order. So I cannot produce the product. So I can send you another email or another letter or a fax. I could call you, but the problem with calling is, who knows that you called? I could call your secretary, I can call you, and then later you say, no, he never called me. So that's a little bit more dangerous. We'd like to have something written down and clear. I send you an email and I make sure you opened it by calling you and asking maybe, or I send you a paper mail, and that's very clear. I can send a registered mail. That means you get the mail, you have to sign for it, then I have proof that you received it. And inside that mail, I'm going to tell you, my offer is over. I cancel it. That's possible, but not very common because it can be troublesome to enforce. The offerer must inform the offeree of the revocation. Revocation means I cancel it. But they must do that before the acceptance. Before. So if I send you a letter to revoke or to cancel my offer, but you already sent me an email accepting my offer, then I'm too late. I must give you what I promised in the firm offer.